Just because the tag says summer dress doesn't mean it's doing you any favors, especially if you're a grown, stylish woman. In reality, some summer dresses make you dirty. Too baggy, too outdated, and not enough you. You've still got taste, confidence, and personality. So why let a tiered dress mute all that? Age sharpens style rather than cancelling it. So this summer, it's time to ditch the styles that age you and go for ones that make you feel alive, fresh, and fabulous because you deserve better. Let's talk about dresses. The cold shoulder dress. There was a time not too long ago when the cold shoulder dress was everywhere. You know the one. That perfectly normal dress with awkward shoulder cutouts, like someone got excited with a pair of scissors and forgot to finish the job. For a brief moment, it was fresh, unexpected, and a little flirty. But now, it just feels tired. The cold shoulder is one of those trends that clings to the past like an old voicemail you forgot to delete. It's not quite classic or modern. It just stuck. And for experienced women who deserve to wear clothes that move forward with them, not drag them back, it does no favours. Here's why that's so. The cold shoulder draws attention to a very specific area of the body, but without intention. It says, "Look at me," but doesn't really explain why. It breaks the line of the sleeve without offering shape or structure. And while there's nothing wrong with showing a little skin, because of course, skin is timeless. The real question is how you show it. A dress that gently reveals the collarbone or drapes softly over the shoulder can be magnetic, like a well-cut cap sleeve can elongate the arms, or a one-shoulder dress in linen or jersey can be bold and graceful at once. But two cutouts floating mid-arm often read more as trend-chasing than trend-setting. The truth is, elegance isn't afraid of being noticed, but it wants to be remembered. The cold shoulder dress is forgettable at best, dated at worst. So this summer, instead of revisiting a trend that's past its prime, try something that highlights the most beautiful thing about you, your confidence. A structured neckline, a fluid drape, or a soft sleeve that doesn't scream for attention, but earns it. Next, the tiered ruffle maxi dress. At first glance, it seems innocent, feminine, and breezy. A cascading maxi dress with layers upon layers of ruffles fluttering like birds in the summer breeze. But if you're still reaching for these tiered styles every season, it might be time to pause. Because while ruffles can be romantic, volume without balance is rarely kind. Tiered dresses often add bulk in all the wrong places. They stack fabric horizontally across the body, creating more width than shape, more motion than direction. The result is a silhouette that drowns rather than defines. And when that's paired with loud florals or bold prints, which are common in these designs, it can start to feel less like summer. But the bigger issue here is that these dresses often hide the very essence of your presence. Things like the soft structure of your shoulders, the curve of your waist, or the elegance of a quiet ankle. That's what age gives you. Refinement. And the right dress should frame it, not bury it beneath flouncy fabric. You don't need to give up flow or femininity to look polished. Try a streamlined maxi dress with a subtle waist tie, or a wrap-style midi that moves with your body, not against it. Even a dress with just one gentle ruffle that's strategically placed can be flattering if the lines are clean. And the truth is, sometimes less fabric says more, especially when it glides rather than swallows, when it hints rather than hides. Because as a grown, stylish woman, your beauty doesn't need to shout or swirl in layers. It just needs to be seen, clearly and without distraction. So, say goodbye to the tiered overload, because your silhouette deserves better. Shiny synthetic fabric dresses. There's a certain sheen that catches the eye, glossy, reflective, and almost plastic in appearance. It shows up in dresses made of low-cost polyester, satin blends, or synthetic knits that promise easy wear, but rarely deliver elegance. They shine under sunlight, cling where they shouldn't, and make a sound when you move, as if that's not enough. On paper, these fabrics sound like convenience because they look wrinkle-resistant, travel-friendly, and machine-washable. But in reality, they tend to cheapen the look, especially on mature skin, where soft textures and matte finishes are far more flattering. Synthetic shine can exaggerate lines, reflect light in all the wrong ways, and highlight areas you'd rather soften, not spotlight. And then there's the issue of breathability. Summer dresses should feel like air, but synthetic shine often traps heat, sticks to the skin, and leaves you feeling anything but graceful. Suddenly, you're adjusting straps, tugging hems, fanning yourself at the neckline, and nothing about that reads as effortless. Elegance is about refinement, not flash, and that includes the texture of your clothes. A cotton poplin, a silky rayon, a crisp linen don't just look expensive. They feel intentional. They move with ease, not noise. They soften the silhouette instead of exaggerating it. And perhaps most importantly, they let you shine, not the fabric. If you want a bit of luster, try a pearl earring, a metallic sandal, a silk scarf with a whisper of sheen. Let the shine come from your accessories, not your entire dress. You just need to be seen confidently, without a synthetic gloss standing in the way. Definitely. Dresses with tiny ditzy floral prints. These dresses seem sweet at first glance with its soft background, dotted with delicate miniature flowers scattered across the fabric. They're the kind you'll find on tea dresses, smock frocks, or casual sundresses. They whisper of countryside walks, antique teacups, and vintage charm. But for seasoned ladies, this whisper can sometimes sound like a shout in the wrong direction. Here's the thing about these dresses. Tiny florals often come with a built-in aesthetic girlishness. And while there's nothing wrong with femininity, the ditzy print doesn't offer a mature take on it. Instead, it clings to a romanticized idea of youth. It looks quaint, and sometimes even costume-like. And when worn after a certain age, it risks making you appear out of sync with yourself. The pattern is small, repetitive, and lacks impact. It can feel timid, overly precious, and worst of all, forgettable. It flattens your presence instead of lifting it. And guess what? A print that doesn't match your inner clarity can make you feel like you're fading into the background when you deserve to stand tall in the foreground. Well, you shouldn't abandon florals altogether. Florals can be deeply elegant when done right. Think of larger scale blooms that are intentionally placed and beautifully spaced. Think of abstract petals, watercolour washes, or botanical sketches in deeper or richer tones. These types of prints elevate you rather than make you look like an infant. Remember, the focus is on women, not little girls. Don't forget colour too. Ditzy prints often come in pastel on pastel combinations that wash out more mature skin tones. Instead, opt for prints on stronger base colours, navy, cream, olive, black, or rich jewel tones. These shades offer contrast, depth, and grace. Honestly, you've earned the right to take up space, visually and otherwise, so your clothes should reflect your experience, not erase it. So leave behind the tiny, timid florals of another decade. Choose patterns that echo the woman you've become, composed and unapologetically present. After all, your story isn't dainty. Why should your dress be? The busy, loud print dress. There's a certain kind of dress that seems to appear in every summer rack targeted at mature women. You've probably seen it before. Oversized florals, swirling paisleys, bold splashes of neon colour, and a print so loud it practically hums. The intention, of course, is joy, fun and energy. But in reality, not so much. These prints often do the opposite. They overwhelm, distract, and more often than not, they age you way more. Here's why. busy prints tend to pull focus away from you and place it entirely on the fabric. Your skin, your expression, your movement all get lost in the chaos of pattern. It's like having a conversation where someone's waving their hands in your face the whole time. The message doesn't land. The beauty doesn't register. And while bold prints can work in moderation, they rarely serve as the best foundation, especially not when the color palette is pretty harsh, or the design is scattered, and the scale of the pattern swallows your proportions. The dress ends up wearing you, not the other way around. So what's the alternative? You might ask. I'd say, look for prints with intention. Think about subtle geometrics, soft botanical motifs, or tone-on-tone textures. Choose patterns that support your features, not steal the spotlight from them. Better yet, opt for solids in flattering tones such as muted corals, soft greens, pale lavenders, cool blues. These shades bring light to your complexion and calm to your presence. And if you crave personality, let that come from you, not your hemline. Try on a bold necklace or a scarf knotted at the neck, or a pair of statement earrings or accessories that allow you to remain the main story. Because your style should speak for you where you can't, blending into fabric and standing out with purpose. So gently step away from the chaos and let simplicity speak. The boxy t-shirt dress. These dress types are the kind that hangs straight down from the shoulders, like a rectangle with sleeves. It has been marketed as the go-to casual summer staple due to how it's easy, breezy, and everywhere. But actually, the truth is, just because something is easy to wear doesn't mean it's easy on the eyes. Boxy dresses lack structure. They don't follow your shape, rather they cover it. And for women living fulfilled lives like yours, who've earned every inch of grace and poise in their frame, this silhouette does a quiet disservice. It really makes you look heavier than you are, shortens your natural lines and flattens your presence. And worst of all, it gives off the impression of someone who's giving up on fashion. The t-shirt dress often tries to sell comfort by removing definition. But elegance really doesn't mean being restricted. It means selective shaping. Most times, it's some soft waist, a thoughtful sleeve, and a hem that flatters the calf or elongates the leg. These are not frills, they're strategy, and strategy is kinda like your secret power. If you're drawn to the simplicity of a t-shirt dress, you could try an A-line silhouette instead. Or if that doesn't suit your taste, then maybe a belted shirt dress in a breathable cotton or linen blend. These styles gently cinch the waist without clinging, creating movement without chaos. And most importantly, they frame your body, not hide it. And remember, refinement is in the details. Stuff like crisp collars, cuffed sleeves, a single row of buttons and all that. Add structure without stiffness. And when paired with the right accessories, like a neutral sandal, a woven bag, and a statement bangle, you've gone from thrown on to put together in seconds. Your style should say, I'm still here, and I'm still paying attention, not to trends, but to myself. So you might want to retire the boxy t-shirt dress because comfort shouldn't cost you your presence. Choose ease with intention, and let your wardrobe reflect the poise you carry within. And finally, the all-black summer dress. Yes, black is classic. It's the color of Chanel, the little dress every woman was told to own, the ultimate go-to for elegance. Black is timeless. But in the summer sun, it can also be lifeless. There's something about a head-to-toe black dress under the bright July sky that feels like wearing a rain cloud to a garden party. Yes, black slims. Yes, black flatters. But black also absorbs light, and after a certain age, so does your skin. When the color drains from your outfit, it tends to drain from your face too. And that matters more than ever when your skin tone may have softened, your hair may have lightened, and your natural glow is no longer as loud as it used to be. So instead of sharpening your look, it dulls it, even casting shadows across your face, deepening lines, muting your features, and suddenly, you're wondering why you look so tired when all you did was throw on a safe color. This doesn't mean abandoning dark hues altogether. It means knowing when and how to soften the story. Maybe it's a deep navy instead of jet black. Maybe it's a crisp white with a navy belt, or a charcoal linen with light stitching, or just a pop of coral in your earrings. Apart from those, other tones like olive is grounding, taupe and stone shades bring softness, and nothing wakes up the skin like a dress in cool ivory, periwinkle, or even a warm blush. You don't need to drown yourself in colour, just invite light back in. Choose to let black support and not lead. For example, a black belt around a white shirt dress, or a black sandal against a lilac hem. Let it do something like frame your look and not define it, because summer is the time to lift the face, reflect the light, and choose dresses that bring warmth back into the skin. If you just happen to stumble on any of these outdated trends in your wardrobe, what's the first replacement that would come to mind? I'd like to know what you think in the comments. And while you're at it, please like and subscribe to get more unique videos like this.